Hello Tom, Andrew Cooksey here. You left your 1979 Maico Magnum 2 engine here, and I have it taken apart, and I would like to show you some of the findings. First of all, let's look at the crankshaft right here. I have the crank chucked up here in the lathe and a dial indicator on the end of the rod, and in looking at the rod in play, this is a good way to do it. It's showing about 1.5 to 2 thousandths end play. And to me, that's more than I would have expected for the 4 motos that you say you have on it. And if you look right here, the rod wobble, it's not enough that it'll actually touch the crank halves, but that's more than I would have expected for 4 motos worth of use. So we can talk about that later. All right, let's get over here and look at the engine. I've got it taken apart here, and these are the center cases. I've got them cleaned up really nice. Looks like there was a weld repair in here for something. I think you said you bought this whole motorcycle for like $200 or something crazy like that, and so we don't know the history of it. Got the main bearing removed on the right side, and that's the one that failed, as you know, and the seal is removed, but got it cleaned up, so it's very clean. And then on this other case, this is the left side case. Still have the seal in there, the left main seal, but I'll remove that because we're going to replace it. And the left main bearing is a double row ball bearing, and it's very, very smooth. It's in perfect condition. Everything here looks good. I did notice over here that there was a weld repair on the Kickstarter. They did a weld repair, and that's the stop for the Kickstarter when it comes back to the up position. All right, let's see what else we have here. Oh yeah, and this is for the primary chain gear, and this surface right there seals in the countershaft seal, and so it's a little bit discolored, like it got hot. So I'll chuck it up in the lathe and spin it and smooth that out real good with a Scotch-Brite. It's smooth, it's just discolored, so I'll clean that up a little bit. Okay, now this is the main shaft, and this is the clutch hub. And when I got it, this washer was in there, and that's not the right washer. As I recall, working at Kimbrell's, there was a lock tab or lock washer that goes in there actually, and that lock tab, the way it works is you put the nut in on here like that, and you tighten the nut down, and you put that lock tab over it, and it's got a hexagon shape that just fits over the nut. And then after you get the nut torqued up, then you bend that lock tab down into these 3 recesses, and that locks it in place. So I don't think that's the right washer, and in fact I think it actually goes on the kickstart mechanism because it fits there perfectly, and there was not one on the back side of this kickstart shaft and spring, and I think that's probably where that went. It's a little bit beat up and deformed, so we can talk about that later also. Now the other finding that I have that I hadn't mentioned to you is this clutch basket. When I took it apart, this spring was out like that, and this is a little retainer, and this retainer is supposed to hold that spring down, and there's a little clip right here that's still in place, and I haven't even removed it since I received it from you, but this retainer is supposed to fit behind that clip, and as you can see, that clip doesn't secure the retainer in place. So I'm going to put that on the press and try to press it flatter and see if maybe that can make the inside diameter a little smaller and see if that might work. But if that thing is readily available, I think that'd be a really good item to get. And one last thing, the clutch plates. You wanted me to look at the clutch plates, and these are the bronze plates, I believe as we call them, and you wanted me to let you know if they were smooth or rough, and they're very smooth. Every one of them is very smooth, so I'll leave it up to you as to whether you want to replace those or not. I found it interesting that in the clutch there were 2 of the steel plates together side by side, which seemed kind of odd. I'm not finding them right now. But anyway, we can talk about the clutch plate order later. But anyway, that's all I've got. And I'll send you this video and we can decide what to do. Thank you, Tom.